Welcome back, everybody, to another. I love the opening song rocks, dude. It's just,
you gotta find a way to like after the intro, keep playing that so we just damn.
I know, right?
Just out to it, dude. Every time.
I'm glad you guys can't see us on camera while the theme song's playing because we're just chilling. Welcome back to another episode of the Derp State. We got a great show lined up for you. Antifa has a new mascot, and inflatable frog costumes are selling out everywhere.
Love it. Fucking love it.
And James, I believe you said you have one coming too, so
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Right? So it's hilarious to me, though, that the revolution is being led by a bunch of people in inflatable costumes. That is hilarious. I just joked about this, I think, yesterday. I think, like, everybody should be in an, like, how violent and scary could we possibly be if we're all wearing inflatable costumes?
Yeah, right.
So I think it's genius. I think it's absolutely genius. It blows their narrative that we're these scary cartel-funded terrorists. Like, what are we? What are we, guys? Are we beta soy boys that live in mom's basement, which is what you've been telling MAGA for years, or the new narrative is we're well-funded, well-armed, cartel-backed terrorists. Like, we can't be both. You know what I'm saying? Like, make up your mind. It's getting a little bit ridiculous. And I'm thinking, like, is that going to make MAGA more or less likely to attack us? Because, when they thought we were all soy boys, they're like, yeah, let's get them. But now they're like, the cartel guy?
Yeah, they're with the cartel?
Right,
man. Maybe. And they're not white? Oh, man, we got to watch out for them.
Yeah, that's... So, all right, we got more Bad Bunny backlash. And a meme that is going kind of viral on Twitter without MAGA realizing that the meme is a troll. We'll show you that here in a little bit. But even Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is making comments regarding, like, why is our White House talking about Bad Bunny? Don't you have anything better to do, like govern or pass laws or something? But it looks like it is confirmed, at least as far as I can tell, that Laura Trump will be performing. Good God. Right. Who else knows? Maybe what's the guy's name that he always Lee Greenwood, the Bible guy? Is that his name? Who sings?
That was at the White House.
I don't know. He sings "God Bless the USA." He has one song that was popular back when my dad was in Desert Storm, 32 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So it'll be the most it'd be like watching mayonnaise perform at the halftime Super Bowl. Just no flavor.
Like mayonnaise drying.
Right. No flavor, just bland and all white. No seasoning whatsoever, man. And then we also want to talk about people like Jack Posobiec. A name you may have heard. He made his first claim to fame was his Pizzagate conspiracy theory, where he thought a pedophile ring was being run out of the basement, I think, of a pizza shop.
Building with no basement, by the way.
Right, no basement. But then I believe it led to some armed person actually going into the place looking for children.
Yeah, and they parodied it on The Boys, and it's exactly like almost what they showed in the TV show The Boys. But this is stochastic terrorism. This is what these criminals, these right-wing horror mafia mobs, this is what they do, is they intentionally prime up their audience to be violent. They downplay violence the same way they downplayed it with George Floyd, the same way they downplayed it with every single mass shooting, and how everybody who dies in a mass shooting just has to get over it, right? That was Trump's advice. They prime their audience for violence, and they demonize the opposition, which is us, because we are fucking Antifa. Fuck you, Donald Trump. We are Antifa.
Exactly.
And then they create these heinous fake crimes, like what they've done in Pizzagate, which was, again, the theory was that during the WikiLeaks, during Hillary's campaign, WikiLeaks leaked these emails from the Hillary campaign. And then supposedly John Podesta and his staff or whomever were sharing emails back and forth. And it was like, hey, where's a good place to get pasta? Oh, I don't know. There's this one place, blah, blah, blah. I really like the artwork there. They got cool statues. So then pasta was actually code word for children. And these Greek statues were actually symbols of pedophiles from the ancient age. The dumbest shit ever.
I know exactly what episode of The Boys you're talking about.
Right, now you know. So it all centered around Comet Pizza or Comet Ping Pong, something like that is the name.
I forget.
And one of Jack Posobiec's terrorist followers, a reply guy of his, went in there with a gun and demanded to be shown where the children were being held because they're delusional. They're I want to say they're psychotic, but they're not. They're delusional and they're evil. There's a difference between the mental health issue of being psychotic and being pure evil, which is what the right wing is.
Right.
So he demonized them. He goes there. He shows up thinking he's going to free the hostages. He's going to be Superman, right?
Right.
And then he goes in there and a shot was fired. And fortunately, nobody got hurt. And it's crazy because there's actually body cam footage of the cops going there, arresting the guy. And he's like spouting all this, but Pizzagate, but pedophiles, but children. And the cops are like, look at each other like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then another cop comes in, he's like, he's talking about Pizzagate. And like you could hear in the tone that he's like, this guy's fucking stupid. He's like, yeah, he's talking about Pizzagate. He's a moron. But you notice they didn't put their knee on the back of his fucking neck when he was trying to murder people. But that happened to, a bunch of unarmed black people. So you see the difference.
Right. So, yeah,
that was it.
This guy has somehow made his way into the White House press pool. He was at the anti-Antifa roundtable and spoke. Donald Trump specifically asked Jack Posobiec to speak. But yeah, he's nuts. The guy's nuts. Just another one of these right-wing conspiracy theorists. It's funny, though, like they've had some of these conspiracy theories right. They were just pointing at the wrong people. Like the whole
That's what I've said.
International pedophile ring is an actual thing run by Jeffrey Epstein, but they thought Hillary was involved or whoever, George Soros. And they never bothered to look at the fact that Donald Trump trafficked the girls along with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm pretty sure that's why they don't want to release it. It's way worse than we've ever even imagined.
Yep.
So
to build on that, Madison Cawthorn, I don't know if you remember him. This was back pre-Biden, I think. He was in Congress, and I think he got primaried out, and he also had some bad accusations of crimes because, of course, he's a Republican. He's a criminal.
Yeah.
Then he threatened to blow the lid on all of the sex parties that Republicans had and all the cocaine that he attended that he saw other Congress members do before he was quickly silenced. But this is a fact. There is a pedophile ring, and the call is coming from inside the Republican Party.
Right. It always has been. That always has been. But they've been effective at convincing their base, who are not very bright, that the enemy is not them. They've actually managed. They've done really well propagandizing and demonizing the left. We are being accused of basically everything that the right does, promoting violence. They go after kids. For Christ's sake, I made a video about this before the show. How many videos have you seen of ICE going after hardened criminals or gang members or even going into like a really bad neighborhood?
Yeah.
I don't see that. I see them arresting, construction workers, farm workers, delivery drivers, women, children. You know what I'm saying? They're not going after hardened criminals. They're not even going after criminals. You know what I'm saying?
They love to have this image of themselves of like RoboCop breaking into that drug factory, like bam, bam, bam on the door, and then really it's just them rolling up on like some poor grandma selling fucking pineapple on a street corner.
Yeah,
and they're like, get her, get in the car, yeah, you get back, and it's like
that's what I mean. But they have technology that our military isn't even using. Like they're geolocating, they're geofencing. They're using a lot of Israeli technology. They're even spying on Christians using geofencing technology, which is hilarious because they really are concerned with what the Christians say and the Christian support for, that country that we can't mention or our videos don't get any views. So, yeah, there's always that. I still don't know how they've done it. But anyway, let's go back to the frog. Let's get back to the topic at hand. We have a hero, and not all heroes wear capes. Let me play the first initial video that went viral, and one of the reasons, it's like they are just going to make people like this famous, and that's great. That's great. The more eyes we have on this, and the fact that ICE attacked a guy in a frog costume shows how much of a bunch of bitches they are. You know what I'm saying? How intimidating could you? If you're scared of an inflatable frog costume, you should not be allowed to carry a weapon. You should not be allowed to carry a stick in self-defense. Like, this is insane to me. But here's the video that went viral. And of course, I can't even begin to explain how dangerous that was, because had he not been able to get out of that costume, you're not supposed to be in a sealed environment with industrial grade pepper spray. That shit could do serious damage to your eyes and lungs for any long-term exposure. But that's the video that went viral, and now the anti-fascist frog is a hero, and he's everywhere. He's multiplying. Yeah. First, before I play the anti-fascist frog one, I want to show you the war-torn streets of Portland. Okay, guys? Now, this is very disturbing footage, so trigger warning.
Prepare yourselves.
Right? Just prepare yourselves. These are the angriest of angry Antifas I could find in Portland.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's so fast. Oh, no. Oh no! Turn it off! Oh my God!
I'm sorry. It was so graphic. It was so graphic.
That needs to be rated NC-17 if we ever.
It should be. Honestly, I wish I could show the naked people riding their bikes in protest. That was even better. That was hilarious.
Were they fully nude? I just saw them in their underwear.
No, there were some that were fully butt-ass naked, which I thought was hilarious. But of course, the right will be like, "Oh my God, look, they're the kids. The kids are gonna see it." Even though they're the ones touching the kids.
Trump's mega church pastor was arrested for raping children. But sure, yeah, the kids.
Right. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. His former spiritual advisor, which I don't think Donald Trump needs anymore, because he actually admitted that he's not going to heaven. I think somebody told him, like, bro, you're cooked. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And it pisses me off that they're painting this dumbass out to be a hero, man. This is all part of Netanyahu's plan. They need public support from the United States. They need the base to love and cherish Donald Trump. So what do they do? They've pummeled Gaza to the point where they can't fight back. They're not a threat. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what they're doing. They're just going to turn the rest of the people into some kind of slave labor force for their billionaire pedo resort they're going to build on the bones and bodies of Palestinians. You want to come
The one thing that I will say, is the cat in?
Hold on a second.
There's a kitty. There's a kitty. The one thing that I will say is, if they do go forward with this and it is built on the over Gaza, that's gonna be haunted as fuck.
Bro, they are. They already have
Shining was bad. It's gonna be like The Shining meets The Poltergeist meets Paranormal Activity, and everyone that stays in those fucking hotels fucking deserves it.
Right. They're gonna. I guarantee they're gonna do it. I mean, they have plans already drawn up. They have images. You know.
Evil, pure evil.
Yeah, that's what they want the land for. God, no, man. It never does. Jesus Christ. This is all just performative bullshit, man. Trump's numbers are in the gutter, and now they're over there being like, oh, Trump is the hero. Like, fuck off, bro.
Stupid.
I'm tired of this propaganda. Like, the dumb people of America might buy this shit, but anybody with half a brain has to look at this and go, what the fuck is going on?
And it goes to show how completely fucked the Democrats were for backing Israel. Because keep in mind, the entire time, Netanyahu was very clear he wanted Trump to win. So for the Democrats to back him anyway was political suicide. And then you look at how easy Trump was able to get a deal, Biden actually, because he would have had competent people there. If Biden had wanted a deal, and to be fair, Biden actually did get, I think, nearly 100 hostages released in 2023. To his credit, he did do that, but then he didn't go further. He could have got a deal. He could have got a ceasefire, but Biden, at the end of the day, he's racist against Palestinians. That's just what it comes down to, and Kamala is no better.
No, she's taken over $9 million from AIPAC. I mean, in comparison, Donald Trump has taken over $200 million, so, But I don't care if it's $1 at this point. I just don't feel like they should be involved. I mean, what do they give us in return? Honestly, I know we're not supposed to be talking about Israel, but fuck it. What do they give us in return? You know what I'm saying? We've sent them trillions of dollars over the decades. Trillions, literally with a T, over the decades since they've become a country. And what have they given us in return? They've gotten us involved. They got us involved in Iraq over weapons of mass destruction, which was a fucking lie, just to do a regime change, because Israel did not like Saddam Hussein. So they lied to the American people, said weapons of mass destruction. Oh my God, we got to go in there. And we ended up there for what, 20 years almost? For fuck's sake. Like, what have they gotten us? And they're spying on us. Those leaked emails between Jeffrey Epstein and the former PM of Israel talking about surveillance, including Peter Thiel. It's all happening right now and in front of our faces. The plan they planned out 10, 12 years ago is happening right now. They've been planning this for decades. Okay?
Jeremy,
Sorry.
quick microphone check. Can you hear me okay still?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, the chat was saying that my mic was off, so I'll see if this is better. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that is much better, actually. Yeah.
It is? Okay, cool. I fixed it.
Cool. All right. Anyway, yes, I was talking about I was ranting about Israel. Like, they have not done anything. They don't give us anything in return, bro. They don't.
No, we get nothing.
No, they live off of us.
Yeah, go ahead.
They would not even exist if it wasn't for American support.
Yeah.
Which bothers me.
Yeah, and so much of at least the foreign affairs perspective of having Israel an ally to the U.S. was to give us some kind of diplomatic foothold in the Middle East. How fucking well has that turned out? It didn't solve Iraq. It didn't solve Afghanistan. What fucking pressure have we been able to put on the Saudis to keep them from pump and dumping the oil or raising the prices of oil anyways?
Qatar is still funding terrorists.
Funding terrorists is the same thing. It's done absolutely nothing. Pakistan's PM is still in jail for bullshit trumped up corruption charges. We've had no success in having Israel as an ally or Saudi Arabia, frankly, who is apparently our ally. It's been a whole disaster from the beginning. But I want to go back to Portland Frog.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It is so crucial that this kind of protest becomes normalized, and we should be using more humor. We should be using more degrading stuff to show them how ridiculous this whole farce is. And that's exactly what these inflatable costumes do. I saw one where they had a protest line and they had people standing in front of ICE with donuts. And then they had other people with a fishing pole with the donut on it, saying that they should go fishing for that instead of
ice fishing.
Migrants. Yeah. Ice fishing, that's what it was. Yeah, it was a thing of ice. That's right. And this is exactly the kind of protest that we need, because we already know that the police and the feds are going to riot. They're going to be violent. These are criminals. These are terrorists. And we need a Nuremberg trial at minimum if the Democrats win again. But this is a way to expose them, because how are you going to justify someone standing there with a fucking fishing line, someone standing there in a goddamn unicorn and onesie inflatable and say, they were trying to body slam me? Yeah,
right.
Okay.
The cartel's after us.
They're the cartel.
Antifas are hiding inside. Right. Anyway, I got one more video of the Antifa mascot, the Antifa frog, who is actually called the Antifascist frog on social media, if you want to follow him.
Yes, he's
or her. I don't know. Is it a dude or a girl? I don't even know.
It's a guy, yeah.
Okay, I'll play the video of him.
Because this is literally actually bananas. Like, that we have these guys in full military uniforms, costumes basically, coming out because the president of the United States, the highest office that we used to all have respect for, is saying that this is a war-torn, blown-out buildings.
They got Gritty there. Look at Gritty.
We're in costumes to show just how ridiculous that is. It's not a war zone. The only time it's a war zone is when they come down and abuse us for our community.
Bravo, bro. Dude, that is fantastic.
I mean, how are you going to fire tear gas off?
That is fantastic.
How is that going to look at the cameras? It's ridiculous. And that's why Portland Frog is getting so much attention, because it exposes how ridiculous this is. I don't know if it's corporate media is a whole other thing. I don't know if they're getting much attention on that end, but the people are seeing it and getting it.
Yeah, I mean, because we're trying to point out. I guess this is the best way to point out how ridiculous this is. And I mean, all we need is a video of one of the frogs getting arrested in the inflatable costume. Jesus Christ, that would be, I mean, hilarious, but that would go mega viral.
Yeah, but I think
a full military gear and AR-15s arresting somebody in an inflatable costume.
It's gonna look ridiculous. Like they took down Chuck E. Cheese. You know,
basically,
it's gonna look stupid.
Well, speaking of Chuck E. Cheese, these motherfuckers are going after preschools and kindergartens. They're going after kids who don't carry, like, kids don't carry their citizenship papers with them. They're kids. They don't carry identification because they're kids. Now we have ICE agents targeting. Imagine just for a second, okay, if you're a parent and you're not into politics, but maybe, maybe you're like my kids are half Mexican. They're grown now, but imagine I'd like being at work and then all of a sudden everything you just assume your kids are safe. They're at school. And then all of a sudden you get a call from the school saying, hey, ICE was here and they detained your fucking kid. I would crash the fuck out. I would burn that goddamn building to the ground trying to get my child back. Dear God, if you want to fucking start some shit, mess with somebody's kids, man. And again, I'm not trying to promote violence, but I'm promoting proper reaction to a situation. Like, you take somebody's children, you deserve to get punched in the fucking face. I'm sorry, at minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crossing the line. But that's where we're at, man. This is reality. This is Trump's America, where your child could get picked up by ICE while at school. It's bad enough they have to worry about school shootings every 5 minutes. Now we got to worry about racist white men going after kids with brown skin while they're in school. Yeah. People are volunteering their time to stand around the school's area, the perimeter of the school, just to keep ICE out of the fucking area, dude. It had me furious when I was reading about this. Yeah. But I hope you guys feel real tough. You know what I mean? Because we have all the video evidence. So we're going to hold you accountable one day, hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully within my lifetime at least. So,
and it goes to show how many, even fucking mafia and gangs frequently would respect that children are off limits, right? That was the thing a lot of times. That shows how evil these fucking people are. This is how evil the feds and ICE are, because they will cross that line. They will do it over and over and over. And it's amazing how many movies we can see where, Taken, right? It was the same thing. It's amazing. Again, like Rambo, he was a dude who was taken by the cops under illegal. It was a false arrest. Breaks his way out, defends himself. It's amazing how many times we can see in movie and arts and theater and read in literature, people being wronged in situations exactly like you're saying, where they illegally kidnap children, and then the parents fucking get justice one way or another. But suddenly, that's off limits in the real life, right? No matter how Gestapo it gets. No matter how Gestapo they get, we cannot take action, people. We cannot do that. And I think that's bullshit. And keep in mind, the pedophiles, Trump being a pedophile, being in the Epstein pedophile ring that he was, where he would shuttle children from Mar-a-Lago to Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. Those same pedophiles that Trump knew, that Epstein knew, are now running the government. Right? Yeah. His spiritual advisor, a pedophile. And now those same pedophiles are in charge of ICE. There is a reason they are going after children. And that's because the pedophile cabal now has an entirely new ring of victims. That's what's happening here. That's why all the Chicago, right, where they fucking rappelled off of Black Hawk helicopters.
I know,
fucking suburban complex, you fucking chicken shit cowards. They did that, and then they strip tied these children naked in their underwear and shit. A baby. Yeah, they're doing that for a reason, and they're documenting it and videoing it for a reason, so these fucking pedophiles can go and jerk off in the corner of their office when they get back to ICE HQ. That's what these pedophiles are doing, and they need to be stopped. And Nuremberg is the compromise.
There's a Nuremberg movie coming out next month. Hopefully, people watch it and take notes. I can't wait to watch it. I think Russell Crowe's in it.
Yeah, I think he plays. The Nazi. It looked like.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So one more video about ICE, then we'll move on. But this is ICE actually pulling their weapons on peaceful protesters. I mean, they throw tear gas at people that are just yelling. Like, how much of a bitch do you have to be that you need to tear gas people just because they're angry at your presence? That's ridiculous to me. You're. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch this.
What the fuck?
Crazy, you're supposed to eat from the lunch.
Dude.
Right.
That's a fucking, is that not a
There is
These
zero
cowards
reason.
have no idea what they're doing.
No,
idea.
Exactly. This is untrained jackasses with guns and military gear. You should not be pointing your weapon at somebody unless obviously they are armed and pointing a weapon at you. That's again, they already shot one woman. She did survive, actually. The one woman they shot 5 times.
5 times? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they shot her 5 times. Christy Nome claimed they shot her because she had an assault rifle. Then, of course, when they did the actual police report or whatever fucking report they file, there was no mention of a rifle. She was not armed, and she was intimidated to the point where she felt she had to flee the scene because ICE agents were pointing guns at her, going, "Move, bitch! I dare you! I dare!" Like there's actual, you know what I mean? There's actual video, body cam footage of them yelling at this woman, saying, "Do something! Do something!" A bunch of white men with masks and automatic weapons, and she got scared and she drove away, and they shot her for it. But luckily she survived. But more people, but they're not reporting on this. Like the mainstream media is. How could you not be reporting on the fact that they almost murdered a woman?
Yeah,
for being
CBS
scared.
News, of course, is going to slant it in favor of ICE because it's run by pedophile supporter Barry Weiss. You know, an evil Zionist who supports the murder of children overseas. We cannot rely on corporate media. This is why the corporate media is fracturing even more than ever, because they are unreliable, especially CBS.
Oh, I totally agree. So, all right, moving on from ICE, let's talk about Bad Bunny real quick. And Mike Johnson, I want to play this video for you, James, because I just found this video hilarious. One, they're blaming the shutdown on the No Kings protest, which is in 5 days. So don't expect the government open before that. But they're scared. They are scared of people just being in the streets. They cannot wrap their head around why we are doing all of this for free. Like why we're just doing it for the love of the game. You know what I mean? We really are. We're really just doing it for the love of the game. We love our country. They're calling it a hate rally, a hate America rally, and they're terrified. But Mike Johnson's on TV like, I'm so angry. I laughed hysterically when I watched this because if this is Mike Johnson being intimidating, oh my God, this is the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life. Just watch this.
Season because of this nonsense, and we're so angry about it. I mean, I'm a very patient guy. But I have had it with these people. They're playing games.
Oh, have you?
The theory we have right now, they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall. It's all the pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people are all coming out. Some of the House Democrats are selling T-shirts for the event, and it's being told to us that they won't be able to reopen the government until after that rally because they can't face their rabid base. I mean, this is serious business. Hurting real people, and I'm beyond words. I can't believe they're actually doing this.
Do you have a filter on, or is this skin naturally that clear? Jesus Christ!
They can't open the government because of a protest. They're such cowards, but it shows that they are terrified. They are terrified of an uprising, and what they're about to see, because there is now over 2,200 locations nationwide that are going to be hosting their own No Kings rally. So you could potentially see 15 to 20 million people in the streets in a few days here, peacefully protesting. And that's going to destroy their entire narrative. They want us to be violent, and right now we are refusing to. I think there will come a point in time, if this doesn't stop, that violence is going to be inevitable. But I think it's going to be because they started. They're going to be the ones that pull the trigger first. They're going to be the ones that light powder keg. You know what I'm saying? It is definitely not going to come from our side. And I'm actually impressed with how people have been able to restrain themselves.
And they've been, the people have been restrained. The pigs have not.
That's what I mean. Like the people that are being harassed and they're not, assaulting the officers as far as we can see. You know what I mean? They're just being assaulted.
Yep. So
far it's been very peaceful on our side. I hope it continues that way. I do. Yeah. I really do.
And
but
we've,
I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen. So, but moving on to Bad Bunny.
I want to jump in on the No Kings thing here.
Oh yeah, please.
What happens when it gets violent? We have seen that happen in Nepal just recently. What was it? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
They overthrew the government because when you make peaceful protest impossible, violent revolution is inevitable. That's kind of what happened in Nepal.
Historically accurate, you know what I'm saying?
You see some of the footage, it's pretty fucking scary looking. And that is not what we want to have happen here in America.
No.
It's the last fucking resort, and we are surely not there yet. However, we have to keep in mind that, as you saw with Mike Johnson, who is from the failed state of Louisiana that takes my California taxpayer dollars to feed his fucking welfare government ass, and then has the higher fucking gun rates and violence rate and domestic violence and rapes that we ever had in California. He is a failed state. He is a failed representative. He is priming his base the same way Jack Posobiec and all these right-wing criminals do. He is priming his base to be violent. So if you are attending these protests, be on your toes. There is a difference between, as Jeremy is saying, provoking and fighting as an initial response, and then defending yourself. You have a right to defend yourself. You do not have a right to swing first. No. So be safe and be smart. But most of all, get out in the streets, because there are historical examples of when mass uprisings happen, and there are peaceful overthrows of the government. And it requires, the statistic that I recall, I'd have to look at the study again, but what I recall, it requires 3% of the total population in America, in a country. So what's 3% of?
We've already surpassed that on the last No Kings protest. So
yeah, so 355 million, I think, is approximately what America has. That would be that'd be about between 10.5 to 11 million people need to be out in the streets.
Yeah.
So yes, is there risk? Absolutely, there's going to be risk no matter what. But be smart, and this is not advice. This is my personal experience and what I've been through. Do not swing first. Only defend yourself, and make sure that you are safe and be smart. But also remember, the pigs are the ones that are going to riot. This is how they operate. They get us in the streets, and then they pick a fight that they can't win, so then they get violent.
Yeah.
So typically this stuff happens after dark. So if you're going to be out in the streets, be extra cautious and be safe. But most of all, be in the fucking streets, because if we want to overthrow this pedophile fascist, it starts here.
It does. And if you see agitators, because there will be agitators,
there will be.
If you see people that are intentionally trying to start violence and getting a rise out of people, they are not with us. They are agitators. Report them to the police. Tell the cops, look, dude's trying to start shit, bro. We're trying to be peaceful here. He's not with us. I don't give a shit if he is with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot be the first to act. We have to be on our best behavior for as long as possible, I guess is the only way to say it. I'm not getting in trouble.
There's a big difference between heckling the pigs and these ICE pedophiles and shouting at them with a bullhorn. Big difference between that and throwing a rock or shooting a firework at them or throwing a water bottle. Big difference. Do not escalate. Defend yourself. Do not escalate.
All right. And there are measures you can take. You can get a VPN for your phone, which is what I do. You can also...
I'll text you about that. I'm going to text it right now.
Yeah, make sure you turn your biometrics off. Do passcode only if you go out into the streets and go to one of these protests, just as a precaution. And, you know, just most of the time, 99.9% of the time, you're just going to have a good time. It'll probably be very kind of boring, uneventful, but you're going to feel an amazing sense of community, and you're going to feel like you actually participated in, you know, party. I mean, this is historical. This is historical. Can the United States people overthrow a fascist Nazi government? You know what I mean? So we are participating in history here. So I would like people to think that. And I hope to see millions of people in the streets. And we'll be in New York City. You're in L.A. Fuck, that's going to be huge. So we're going to, Mike and I will be in New York City this Saturday covering all of that. So I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, if you've ever read about Nazi Germany or other horrible times, or, you know, what was happening in India with Gandhi, and you've wondered, what would I do in those situations? Now is the time to take action and show what you would do.
Yep. Oh, also good news from D.C. I saw Brina mention Jolly Good Ginger. He's doing really good work in Chicago right now because it's a mess right there with ICE there. But Flair got their tent back, their permit and everything, so they're going to be able to get set back up at Union Station with the veterans tent because they got everything stolen from them for no reason. They pulled their permit, but they got it reinstated, so that's good news.
What is this? I missed that. What happened?
The Flair tent that's been set up.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Flair is an organization, and they have they're nationwide, but they have a tent based out of Union Station that's been set up since March, and they organize protests. They tell people where to go if you want to participate in anything. You know what I'm saying? And they do really good work. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, And it's basically just their tent set up, and they pass out information to people walking by, and really amazing environment. A lot of good people doing a lot of good work. So one day the park police just showed up at like 5 a.m. with no explanation and kicked everybody out of the tent, took the tents down, and took all their shit with really no explanation whatsoever. So,
Sounds
yeah,
like
they got the tent back, and
good.
Hopefully all their stuff, because they had computers and generators and all kinds of shit. So yeah, it's working. Protests do work. It's scaring the shit out of the Republicans. Donald Trump's shaking in his boots right now because he sees the American people don't support him. They don't. And I think it's important to keep in mind too. ICE, we far outnumber ICE. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that. And I don't think the military would actually attack us.
Yeah.
I do not believe that would happen.
And the military's not even getting paid right now. So if you see the National Guard, I don't foresee them being much of a problem. I mean, frankly, they weren't even when they were here. But with, I was giving you this speech earlier, Trump has never been more unpopular than ever. He's underwater on every single issue. His polling continues to go down. That is why fascists have to do these overt, authoritarian, violent acts in order to give the feeling that fascism is inevitable. It's not. We can stop it. And we have to do so by taking action and being brave. Kitty problems.
I agree. I can hear you. I just tell my cat will not stop meowing if I don't let her out of the goddamn room. She is a trip, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So that got me sidetracked. I'm so sorry. All right. Let's go on to, we can talk about the new lineup. Twitter was, this went viral on Twitter, this meme. It's hilarious. Because MAGA actually thought this was real. And let me show it to you real quick. So this started going around on Twitter. And MAGA started reposting this immediately. They were so excited about the Turning Point USA halftime show with Kid Rock, Ted Nugent, Travis Tritt, Jason Aldean, Aaron Lewis, John Rich, Lee Greenwood, and Forgiato Blow, or as I like to call him, Fellatio Blow.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And they didn't read the bottom part, which says featuring a guest appearance from Measles. So this was an obvious troll. And these dumb shits were like, oh my God, this is the greatest show ever. And they started to repost this shit. I just find it hilarious how gullible these people are. It takes no effort at all to sucker them into something.
Well, they did really the same thing during Trump 1.0. They would call in, say, oh, Antifa is going to be at this park. And then all the MAGA morons would get in their trucks and they get their guns and go out to this park. No one's fucking there. Hey, Antifa rally. And then it was the same thing in LA. The pigs were all on the watch for Antifa. And then they're like, hey, there's going to be an Antifa rally. So the pigs went out to try and arrest everybody. It was fake. There was no one fucking there. They're the biggest bunch of losers and morons. And you write gullible on the ceiling and they will try to jump and stick to it like a fucking spider and look for it. That's how gullible people are.
I honestly believe if Donald Trump bottled his farts, they would literally buy it.
He would.
It would sell out immediately. They'd be like 100%. So excited to smell what his ass smells like. Oh, I knew it. Just weird.
And it's even more ironic because right now there are reports of children being quarantined because they've been exposed to measles. I think it was like some 20 kids or something exposed to measles. They had to be quarantined. This is what Republican policies do. These are child killers. As much as they want to talk about abortion being child killer, once it's out of the womb, man, that kid can starve to death, freeze to death, get sick to death. They don't give a fuck. These Republicans are child killers, and we need to stop them.
The sick part about these politicians that go around doing this anti-vax nonsense are all vaccinated.
Yep,
including Donald Trump.
Last week.
That's what I'm saying. No outrage over that, you anti-vax nut jobs. But you know what? Fun fact, measles can make men sterile. So maybe, eventually MAGA can just not reproduce anymore. That would be a blessing.
If you're up there, God,
please, God.
James. I don't ask for a lot. We haven't spoken in 2 decades.
I know, right?
Please.
Right, I'm not asking you to hurt anybody. I'm just asking you for...
I'm asking you to not hurt people. If you refuse to allow men to reproduce, you are saving lives. Please.
Right? You are saving humanity. All right, anyway, one of the performances I think that has been verified, I don't know at this point, honestly. I think it's funny, though. is, of course, Laura Trump,
Ugh.
whose voice is like if you heard her at a karaoke bar, you'd still be like, ooh, damn.
When you hear it karaoke and the bartender cuts her off, like no more,
Right.
no more songs, no more drinks. You're out. That's it.
And right, we have to stop awarding mediocrity because these are obviously all very just mediocre people with a lot of money. They're so desperate to be relevant. They're so desperate to be loved, liked. Because of their money, they don't realize that they have no personality, they have no talent, and most of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? But this video I found of Laura Trump singing at some kind of, I don't know, white people event. I don't know what it was. But somebody in the background decided to add dogs howling and barking and off-key music, and it just goes perfectly with Laura Trump singing. So here I present the white part of the Super Bowl halftime show, which is going to be a joke. Jesus Christ! And I'm probably Turning Point USA is going to charge people to see it too,
Oh,
because
100%.
it's all just a grift.
It's a grift. Yep.
So but here's Laura Trump. God.
This is like elementary school. This is like elementary school talent show level of.
I'm saying.
My God. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of. She reminds me of Sweet D from It's Always Sunny. How she always thinks she's more talented than she ever is. Like that's
so
Laura
funny.
fucking Trump. That's who she is.
Jesus, man, it just cracks me up that she has
Wow.
albums. Like,
And who are all these suckers filming? Like, really?
I know they're so
Guarantee you-
excited. Like,
I guarantee you, before it started, they had like full storage, and they went through and deleted footage of their own children to
To what?
record this.
Oh, God.
That's the fucking sycophanty and cultish these people are. It's disgusting.
you know the funny part about the dogs howling and shit? Like, if she sang at like an SPCA, that's probably what it would sound like.
Take her to the pound and just let her rattle it off. Give the dog some entertainment.
Oh my God.
Nails on a chalkboard or a banshee, says Cecilia. That's awesome.
Right. So there's still outrage. MAGA still doesn't understand that Bad Bunny is a American citizen.
Idiots.
They can't understand that concept. It doesn't make sense to them. So not even is it just American citizen. Like he was born on American soil. Like he's not an immigrant. They're like, we don't want immigrants performing. I think after Kendrick Lamar's performance last year, because there was so much hidden messaging in his performance. Like his performance last year, I thought was genius. The amount of stuff, like you had to go back and watch it over and over and over again, and then you had to watch people that knew all this stuff. Like you had to, it was so detailed. It was amazing. I thought, and I think this year they just don't want. They think that's part of the woke agenda.
Eh.
You know, I don't know. Whatever. These people are insane. These people are insane.
Well, it's the culture war. It's the newest front in the culture war, and that's why it's more important than ever that Bad Bunny perform, because so much of the right-wing outrage machine comes from the culture war, and so much of their popularity in a lot of times comes from the culture war, and that's why every single time they've got to be defeated. Look at how much ground they gained with the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff. I'm not taking one side one way or the other. They both seem like assholes, and I love Johnny Depp, but that's a fact from what at least my unbiased reading of what I've read. But this is how they gain attention.
Right.
They put their fucking foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then by the time the conversation lengthens, then they've got their chest in the door. And by the time the conversation goes longer, suddenly the door's fucking open. They're standing there like Big Bird, you know, from Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we have to fight them, and they have to lose this. Bad Bunny has to perform.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brianna brings up, I forgot all about this, but yeah, Barron apparently is going to be like the CEO of American TikTok.
Yeah.
You got to delete that shit, dude. That's got to be 100% MAGA content. Your videos are not going to do any numbers, or you're going to get banned, or they're going to use it to spy on you. I wish people would take me seriously when I say this. That is Netanyahu said the most important purchase right now, and he called it tools of war.
Yeah.
Was TikTok. Again, you give the app access. When they ask you, do you want to give TikTok access to your camera? And you say yes. And then they ask you about your microphone too. So if they already have access and they have your permission and they have the right technology, they will spy on you. I wish people would take that serious. Delete the fucking app. You don't have to delete your account, but uninstall the app off your devices.
Yeah.
Now, don't wait. Like, you're following. I know a lot of people that won't do it because they have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. I'm like, okay, well, I hope you realize that they are going to watch and use AI to monitor everything that you say and do.
I'm going to just
imagine them having
that app right now.
You know what I mean?
You're
Imagine them
me.
having access to your camera at all times.
Yeah, I'm turning that shit off.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish people would just understand that that's what TikTok's going to be used for. It's going to be used by Israel and the Trump administration to monitor us in real time. That is part of the surveillance state that they are building. And then Palantir is putting up fucking facial recognition cameras with AI to monitor us while we're just walking the streets and shit, as well as monitor our social media information. So we're kind of fucked as Americans right now.
Yeah, I got.
And it's not even I found out today, it's not even an American problem. Palantir is getting contracts all over the world.
Yeah.
The EU, fucking, the guy's everywhere, and he's a psychopath. He's a legitimate psychopath.
Yes, he is. He looks like one too.
Right, and he's always sweating when he's talking about the Antichrist. It's probably because there's a demon inside of him.
I want to jump in on what Marina's saying here. We need to have an app for non-MAGA people. It's really interesting you say that. I agree with you, but it's just funny because that's what Blue Sky was supposed to be.
Right. I don't even use Blue Sky anymore.
Yeah, but Blue Sky was supposed to be a place where we could go to get away from the Nazis, and then now the Blue Sky owners are having a total fucking meltdown because, God forbid, we want to, like, someone just last week posted multiple very clear death threats about running over protesters. And it's like, how many red flags do we need to see? I mean, every single mass shooter we've ever heard about, the MAGA terrorist that was a Charlie Kirk fan that ran over those two teenage girls, right? Because they made fun of Charlie Kirk.
Yep.
He was reported to the police. He was reported to the prosecutors directly. They tried to get a restraining order. He was reported to the school. Yep. Nothing happened.
Exactly.
And Blue Sky is doing the same fucking thing because now these people were more than happy. These moderators, Jay and all these other fucking losers, were more than happy to accept us onto the platform so they could make their money, right? Yeah. But now, God forbid, we're there and we need to make sure that it is a safe and welcoming environment. Now they lose their shit. Right. Because all they wanted was the money. Now they got the money. They don't give a flying fuck. Well, these are never good people. And it's tough to have a safe space when money at the end of the day is all these evil, evil people believe in.
Right, we got you right. I think we need to stop putting our faith entirely in people with money because obviously that's their only agenda. Again, most people like this. You're right. It's profit over people is, I guess, the best way to describe the United States. People go fuck themselves as long as we're making a profit. But we don't have a safe space right now. We don't. No. My Facebook and Instagram, we could get shut off tomorrow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the platforms won't survive. American TikTok's going to fail. Once they start selling Trump merch and Trump fucking watches, and you got to watch a 30-second ad every other video, and it's about something MAGA
or watches, yeah.
Right, or some pro-Israel propaganda, the app is going to fail because people don't want that shit. They're trying to force feed it to us, but people don't want it. So they're going to go to other platforms. These platforms can't survive without not even just liberals, but people that don't even vote. Like, if you don't vote and you don't know anything about politics, but you like TikTok, you're not going to be attracted to an app that does nothing but advertise Trump stuff or MAGA stuff or Christianity. You know what I mean? Even people that are not interested in this type of stuff are going to be turned off by that. And so it's going to fail, just like every other Trump business.
And if we really want to stop being beholden to billionaires running TikTok, Twitter, whatever, honestly, the way we need to do that is investing in each other. Like, my friend was a streamer on Twitch for a while. I subbed to him, $5 a month. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I could do that. Like, if your friend is, starting his own personal business, or like me, I'm doing all my stand-up shows, stop by. Buy a little small merch thing from them. Buy go to their show. If they want to start their own, they have their own idea for an app, kick them $5, kick them $1. What's it going to cost you?
It has
the
to
only
be
way
us.
to go. Yes, the only way we keep us safe, and the only way for us to disentangle from this fucking cockroach hole of billionaires is if we start investing in each other.
I agree, and that's actually how our shows
from Black
survive.
Merchants too. Yes, Brina. Yes.
Our shows. That's how our shows survived. It's basically my family's helped me, and then you guys.
And look at what we've done. Exactly.
Right. We're actually No Kings Day. We're going to actually celebrate it and make it our 2-year anniversary show. I think because we started 2 years ago, October. I don't remember the exact date, and I don't feel like figuring it out. So we'll just say it's that day. No, it's not a big deal. But 2 years, though, is a long time. Most podcasts don't survive past a year because people give up. And we are stuck on YouTube. Like, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. We've been stuck at 4,000 subs forever while watching other channels just explode. And I'm like, I don't get it. We do all our shows live to be able to interact with people and respond to comments. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I try and do things a little bit differently. But YouTube's a bitch. And Twitch and Kick, like, Jesus Christ, it's just like, I don't even know what to do on there to grow. It's amazing, but we're getting there. But you guys have helped us out the whole time. Like, every on-location event we've done has been as a result of, small dollar donations from people that believe in us.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to have to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and we're going to keep broadcasting it for as long as possible. So, like, No Kings Day is going to be amazing. We start broadcasting probably like 10:45, and then it goes till 1 o'clock. And I'm hoping to get a bunch of other footage too while we're down there.
I think you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, and we're able to use StreamYard, so we're able to stream on all of our platforms at once, which will be cool. So yeah.
I was gonna say, I think you like this is gonna go until, like, let's say, worst case scenario, fascism wins, we all lose, we end up going into the underground like Paris, France, and Germany. You guys are like we're gonna be the last podcast, like in. At the end of the Clone Wars, right? It's like, this is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. To any surviving Jedi, please know that we are here, and a new hope will emerge.
I do notice, though, that I know we're never going to have a corporate sponsor. I realize that now because we talk some mad shit on this show. Again, we don't do ad revenue anymore, so we can just say whatever the fuck we want, which is the way we always wanted it to be. So I realize that we're not going to be able to get corporate sponsors because of the way we talk. But at the same time, I feel like that's what people need right now. They need people just to say exactly what's going on without sugarcoating it at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these bigger networks just not really talking about what's going on in the streets.
Yeah.
They're just reporting stories that are reported by somebody else. And it's just, I don't know. We need to start making our own news and being the news, as opposed to just reporting on what's happening, I think.
Kendra True Crime Goth says, have we tried Skylight or Upscrolled? I've never even heard of them. So maybe that's something worth looking into.
I did try Skylight, but I gave up on it because their app on Android fucking sucked. I had to log in every single time you opened the app. It was a nightmare trying to upload videos. Upscrolled, I've never even heard of. So you know what? Maybe it is time for me to check out some other social medias. I used to be on Clapper. I think I still have like 18,000 followers on that app.
Clapper? What the fuck is that?
I got banned from TikTok a long time ago and found Clapper. It's a completely Wild West kind of app. It's pretty rough. I don't recommend it, man.
You got 18,000 on there, though. That's pretty impressive.
I think that's what it was. I don't even know. I don't even have it installed on my phone anymore. I haven't posted a video in probably a year and a half on there or two. So, all right. Anyway, let's move on because we already have almost at an hour. I don't want to keep you all night.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the comedy festival real quick?
Yes, please.
Because I have the lineup.
Oh, shit.
This is everybody that attended.
Right.
Some people on here I really do like Bill Burr, Joe Coy.
Oh, yeah.
I like Joe Coy. Gabriel Iglesias, I like him. Chris Tucker. I used to be a fan of Kevin Hart until I realized he was just one giant advertisement.
Yeah, he's totally sold out.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari. Who else? Some of these guys I can't stand. Like Al Segura, I can't stand him.
Tom Segura, yeah.
Or Tom Segura, whatever the fuck his name
Mark,
is.
I think the guy below that is Mark Maron. I think below Tom Segura, I think that's his name.
Yeah, that's Mark Maron and Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle. I forget
Oh God,
I
the
forget this guy's
masturbator
name right here.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, I like
Andrew
right
Schultz,
here.
that's his name.
Andrew Schultz. The guy I'm circling right now, he's British.
Yeah, the
And
donkey
he
face
is
dude.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He is really funny. But some of these people are kind of facing some backlash for obvious reasons because Saudi Arabia is not exactly known for its free speech. Despite, I think, Dave Chappelle saying you can speak more freely in Saudi Arabia than you can in the United States.
Sure, Dave. Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's almost the case.
No, it's no.
They're getting to the
pray
point
we
where
never
they're
get
arrested.
there.
Right. I'm being a little bit, I guess, a little extreme there, but because
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia literally throws people in prison for making fun of their leaders. They have an entire wing just dedicated to entertainers and shit
Right.
that fucking make fun of them. And they literally they lock them up and torture them. They killed the journalist, the American journalist.
Jamal Khashoggi.
Yeah. And they're not nice people.
No, and with this lineup, I think a lot of people like who really cares. Like again, Kevin Hart, total fucking sellout. Chris Tucker, I can't think of anything he's ever done that's political. I mean, I think he's done some, obviously some stuff about, black and white people and back in the day, but that's not like his brand. But you look at same with like Tom Segura or Mark Maron. They're not like big. I mean, yes, they talk politics, but like free speech or like anti-Middle East or whatever is not like they're not. It should be meant anti-Middle East, but like Saudi Arabia is obviously an evil regime, so that's not something. Again, like who cares? But Dave Chappelle, again with his free speech bullshit, and then Bill Burr being so anti-billionaire. Bill Burr, he sold out. That's what happened, and I think he got kind of butthurt at a lot of the pushback from him because he went on a rant and he's like, "Oh man, I've never been so mad in my life. I tell you, these people, these fucking internet posters, they just get on there and they just tell me that I don't. You think I don't know my shit? You think I don't know? I know what the fuck I'm doing. All right, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Just like him, man. That's hilarious.
Don't come into my fucking feed with my fucking comments. You go, no, you shouldn't be in Saudi Arabia. Fuck you, all right. Yeah, but it's true. He's such this anti-billionaire thing, and Saudi Arabia is basically the crown jewel of the billionaire oligarch empire, right? Because they're all sitting on all that oil control.
Yeah.
So for him to go there, I think he knows that he betrayed his own values, and I think that's why he got so butthurt over those comments. Because why would you get so butthurt over that? And Whitney Cummings is just a piece of shit, so who cares?
She is.
But yeah, I think Bill Burr absolutely sold out.
She did a podcast with a Hawk Tuah girl, for fuck's sake.
I mean, look, the Hawk Tuah girl, her life was either going to be ruined because she would be trying to find anonymity her whole life, and she would always have this moment come back and haunt her, or she could lean into it and capitalize off it, and she made money, and she made her own Hawk Tuah coin, and men are dumb, so they bought it. So honestly, bravo, girl. You work the system and fuck the system as far as I'm concerned. I think her political affiliation and love for Elon Musk is just her wanting him to put a baby in her, and I think it's despicable. But whatever. She played the game. She played the game and she won. Good for her. But going back to Bill Burr, I think he knows that he was wrong, and I think that's why he's so butthurt. And you were saying that he gave a good explanation. Can you talk about that?
Not Bill Burr, Aziz Ansari.
Okay.
He was the only one that went on, because I think he went on. I don't think I have the clip up anymore. I think it was one of the late night shows. I can't remember if it was Jimmy Kimmel or one of the other ones.
It was probably Fallon.
And he explained how, and I agree, because I feel like comedy is the best way to talk about any issue. I think, like comedians, do a good job of talking about social issues in a way that nobody else can. But he had a good point where the majority, especially majority of the men in Saudi Arabia, the next generation, are under the age of 25. So in his eyes, he felt like he was trying to reach the next generation, introduce them to comedy, because comedy is not exactly a thriving market in Saudi Arabia. So his excuse kind of made sense to me. I'm sure the massive paycheck had nothing to do with it. But at the same time, I get it. You want to use your art that you've perfected over your entire life to go to another country to try and reach the next generation in a way that they don't normally see. So that to me does make sense. And I feel like comedy is a good way to break through to even language barriers. You know, comedy is always there. Everybody likes to laugh for the most part, except for Donald Trump. He seems to hate laughing and hate life. But that was about the only excuse I got that made me kind of think, yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
But these other people, they don't give a fuck, dude. They're just doing it for the money.
And again,
And they don't care what it says, the message.
Yeah, and I can see that point as well. But again, it's Aziz Ansari, so I'm not familiar with him being overtly political. So again, like he goes,
Right.
who fucking cares? I think it was Brina asking about Kevin James. Again, same thing. I'm not familiar with Kevin James being like big political, big pro free speech, whatever. But Bill Burr in his rant, he was like, "Look, I go there and I'm telling these jokes to these people. They're working in the fucking sweatshops. They're in there and they're just like working to their fucking bones are sticking out to their fingers. Sometimes they got fingernails longer than their fingers, and they're just like, yeah. I'm not talking to the billionaires. I'm talking to the people. I'm a man of the people. All right." But I think there again, same thing. There is value to that. But Bill Burr loves to talk so much about how comedy is provocative, pushing the boundary and challenging power. So what power did you challenge? What was your material?
True.
Did you make jokes about the family? But hey, Bill, you said it was Dave Chappelle that said you can speak more in
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Well, I bet you Dave Chappelle didn't make any fucking jokes that pushed the boundary over fucking there, right?
Right.
So
yeah, he wasn't making jokes about the government or the leadership, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. But same thing with Bill Burr. Like, was he doing his anti-billionaire stuff, right? Was he doing all this shit about the well, he probably could have gotten away with it, about the US bombing Israel, and that's all bullshit. He probably could have got away with that. But just like, so you sold out. You took what you said you were fighting for, and then rather than go there and talk about that to really challenge power, but if he had, he would have gotten jailed, right? So then it's like the biggest FU you could have done is say, no, I'm not doing it, and go on your podcast and talk about it. And again, a lot of these comedians, they need a paycheck. Every comedian needs their own paycheck, just the same as me, and I haven't gotten paid in a while. So everybody needs it. Bill Burr can afford to skip it. He
could have said fuck you and just not did it.
Chappelle can as well, but Chappelle, same thing. He's a sellout, right? He's not standing for the same little guy that he used to back in the day.
Right. Yeah, he just, his jokes have always been offensive. They've always pushed the borders, and that's what made him one of the most successful comedians in history, really. But once he started crossing the line and people pushed back, he's like, and then he went right wing. You know what I mean? It's just now he's like, oh, there's only two genders and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's Dave Chappelle now.
It's just the transphobic brainworm. It happens to so many fucking...
Yeah, he took a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene, for fuck's sake.
Guess what she is when she's doing her fucking CrossFit shit.
I still think that's why she hates drag queens. Is like because they look better than her in makeup and a dress.
Pamela, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
but yeah, I
James
agree. I mean, they love to talk about how there's only two genders, and so many of these fucking women, it's like, I'm not going to assume, but can I call you they, them? You just don't fucking know. So it's like, and you even had this when I was protesting Adam Schiff over Israel. One of these Zionist idiots came out, and we're talking about Israel, and then he's all of a sudden like, but what is a woman? It's like, we're talking about Israel, bro.
I know, right? It's like, I'm
sorry, if you don't know what a woman is, get on a dating app. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
so
we're going to show you tomorrow why. We're going to show you tomorrow why MAGA men are lonely. There is a male loneliness epidemic, but it's not on the left because we actually have personalities and respect women and love women. You know what I mean? But we have tomorrow videos of Joel Webbin, MAGA pastor Joel Webbin, and how he feels about women. He actually has there's a video where he says they just shouldn't talk. And then there's also another video of them begging women basically to show up to some kind of singles night at their event. They're like, we still have 5 spots left. I'm like, wait a second. You don't want women to talk, and then you want women to show the fuck up for a singles event with you motherfuckers. That's why I say these Christian white men are quite literally the greatest threat to both women and children in this country. If you're dating, ladies, you should be, one of the first questions you should ask is, who did you vote for? Because if they say Donald Trump.
I've been asked that on the apps.
Right.
And
I'm being dead serious. Protect yourself and save yourself a lot of headache. You don't want to go on a first date and then find out you're having a good time, and then all of a sudden you find out this guy's really a fucking, against women's rights kind of guy. Hey, that's just save yourself, please.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
These right wingers. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say these Christian right wingers are more likely to fucking beat the shit out of women than anybody else. Okay, it's not drag queens. It's not trans people. It's fucking white Christian Republicans that are the problem with this country, and they're the biggest threat in this country.
100%.
So
yeah, they just ruin everything, is what it comes down to. And
they really do.
Same thing with like Barry Weiss. She's now basically kidnapped fucking CBS. She's had a hostile takeover of CBS, and they were really promoting this big interview with Hillary Clinton and a bunch of other past who's who of the establishment, and it ended up just being Hillary Clinton and Condoleezza Rice on some kind of a roundtable discussion with an anchor, and it got 1,200 views on their live stream, and then combined got like I think barely 39,000.
Oh wow!
All combined views, and this is supposed to be like kind of a big event for CBS after CBS's takeover. They ruin everything. CBS cracks that number on their regular shows before this whole shit. They just ruin everything.
They do. If I just had to highlight that comment, Fontucky says MAGA women are no prize eater. I would not date a Republican woman.
No,
I have no respect for women who don't respect themselves. And if you support men like this, I assume that you have serious issues that I don't want to deal with. I don't want a trad wife. I don't. That sounds so fucking boring to me, to have a woman that just cooks, cleans, and just has babies. Jesus, shoot me. That sounds awful. I want someone with personality, somebody that has a sense of humor, somebody that can just, pick me up when I'm not feeling. I don't want a servant. It's fucking ridiculous.
And to have a sense of humor, you have to have empathy, because that's the way it works. And there's a big difference between women that have daddy issues and daddy issues. The Republican women all have daddy issues. They have that problem.
They call Trump daddy.
It's awful. Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's literally so. It's sick. It's sick. All right. Let's move on. But yeah, so they are facing backlash, and I think it's rightfully so. But it was a massive event. It was 50 plus comedians, I think. So it wasn't like just some nothing event. So they really went all out. So I guess I can see the appeal, I guess, as a comedian, if you're not into politics. You're just doing material. You think you're just telling jokes, but some of these people know exactly what they're doing, Bill Burr especially. So, all right, moving on to what does it say, MAGA women? Yep, she said it, not us, okay? I just read it. But no, I agree with that. I don't understand the MAGA, we call it the Mar-a-Lago look. Just Botox the shit out of your face till you can't move it. Lips like a guppy.
Robin Williams had a great joke about that. I'm so scared, but I can't express it.
A South Park with Chrissy Gnome's melting face.
Oh God, I didn't see that yet. I need to get caught up.
I don't understand the look. I don't find it appealing. Women that make themselves like the filler and all that shit.
Honestly, I think it's these right-wing dudes that just want a Barbie doll. They just want a Barbie sex doll that can cook, clean, and get knocked up. That's what they want.
And maybe some women want that. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't sound like fun, but maybe.
I'm not here to kink shame anybody, but y'all are fucking weird. But like, I've always dated women that are way smarter than me, which first of all is pretty fucking easy. I'm not very smart, but second of all, it's way fucking hotter. Like, they can tell me about shit that I have no fucking clue about.
You're probably the same as me. I'm attracted to intelligence.
Yeah.
Like, you could be gorgeous, you could be drop dead gorgeous, and if you're just dumb as a box of rocks, like, there's no appeal to me. There's no appeal. You know what I'm saying? It's a conversation connection. There has to be a brain in there somewhere. I just can't take it. And I'm not very smart. That's why I like to learn, though. So, hey, if you can teach me something. That sounded wrong. Anyway, all right, we're moving on. I
don't think it did. I think it sounded smart, because honestly, because women have been through shit. They also have been through studies. Last woman I was saying has been through a shitload of studies. She taught me a shitload.
So, all right.
What the hell happened to your lighting? You are blown out, my friend.
Oh, I know. I have my screen up. All right,
Jesus,
never mind.
Did you just turn on the sun?
No, I know, right? Now it's a white screen right into my face. Let me turn it off. Okay, there we go. That's better. I was like, oh my God.
Like
No,
sunlight.
All right, so the next person we want to talk about is a guy named Jack Posobiec, and we'll get.
Yeah.
You got like 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah,
Or so?
let's do it.
Okay, cool. All right, so Jack Posobiec recently made, I don't know, not headlines, and I don't know why nobody's making a bigger deal of this, but this guy's in the White House press pool. He's at the Antifa roundtable, who Donald Trump specifically speaks and references Jack. This guy was just found to be voting in a state that he doesn't live in. That's what the screen was. I'm gonna try and blind it real quick. So, I forget. All right, so Pennsylvania.
You look like me when I take my shirt off with that light. That's what that light is.
So apparently he lives in Maryland, but he's been voting in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Which is illegal. Which
It
is
is
illegal. You cannot have a city or a home of residence in one state and then vote in another. That's called voter fraud.
And we've seen this time and time again. Multiple Republican members of Congress, by the way, do this exact same thing. Trump, of course, voted in New York while he basically lived at Mar-a-Lago. Same fucking thing. And then a vast majority of all the voter fraud shit that was been found since Trump made such a fake news issue of it, a controversy, have been Republicans.
It has.
There was a Republican in the last 2020 that tried to vote 3 times, mind you, using his dead, I believe it was his dead mother's name, tried to vote for her, never got arrested. I mean, he did not after the fact, but not at the moment. It's like, bro, you've been back here 3 times. Get the fucking police. What the fuck is going on here?
Me and Brandy, you guys remember Brandy from our shows with Election Truth Alliance. You met Brandy on the show.
Yeah.
Me and her met up in, was it Wilkes-Barre? To see how they handled like the Dominion voting machines, and honestly, I left there with less confidence in our voting system than I was hoping to go in and be like, all right, these machines are good to go. I think I'm okay with this. I left there going, oh my fucking God.
Dominion has now been bought by a right-wing business.
Yeah.
So
I know it's so the free and fair elections are done. I wish people would accept that. They're done.
Let's not be doomer about this. Like, look, we fought a fucking war to get the right to vote in the Revolutionary War, and we will do so again if it comes to that. We don't need to yet, but we will have free and fair elections, and we will do whatever is needed to have them. So let's not be doomer about this.
I'm just saying I'm a little skeptical on the
100%.
26 and 28 elections, especially now that Republicans own voting machines. That scares the shit out of me.
100%. And that's why we need to turn out in numbers and make sure we follow through and make sure that we get all the records that we need to make sure that the vote is counted properly.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have a recount of the last election, man. Not one.
Yeah, we do. And the same way the Republicans showed up and demanded in Florida during the 2000 election, right? And we're about to riot if they didn't get to see the results. Now, they were all full of bullshit because they were fed a pack of lies from the right-wing media. But we need to do the same thing. We need to turn up at these places, and we need to count that shit and make sure it is being done fairly. And that's
the one thing that bothers me.
To be a poll worker.
How they just rolled the fuck over. That was the moment I lost faith in Democratic politicians. Because all the fuss the Trump administration made after they lost the election, the recounts, the lawsuits, just 60 plus lawsuits, you know what I'm saying? And the ridiculous amount of recounts, multiple recounts for same elections. And ours was so fucked up. And then they were just like, all right, cool, peace. Moving on. You know what I mean? They didn't do anything. Yeah. They didn't even ask for, hey, maybe we're a little worried about this part of the election process. Can you guys check that? Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. They just stopped and were like, all right, cool. All right, we'll just deal with this, I guess. I don't know.
Because the establishment are not fighters, and we need to start either getting the people in charge to become fighters and let that spirit out, or start electing only fighters. Like Zoran Mamdani, he's got a couple of flaws in his policies, but whatever. But frankly, he is a fighter. We saw that in his debates with Cuomo, and we saw that he's not afraid to pull punches, and he will go for the jugular. Same thing what we're seeing with this Graham Plattner guy. Graham Plattner in Maine is going up against Susan Collins, and now the establishment, fucking Chuck Schumer, puts up Janet Mills to run against him in the primary It is more important than ever. And again, Graham Plattner is not fully vetted, but he's saying a lot of the shit. He's been saying that he will haul people from ICE before the Senate for questioning. That is exactly the kind of rhetoric that we need, and it's what we need to fight for. It's more important than ever that we get people like that to win, because we need to beat the establishment. And also, one last thing. There was a great video that shows exactly what I mean when it comes to fighting. Mike Lawler and Hakeem Jeffries. Did you see this video where they were Lawler was heckling Jeffries in the corridor of the house? So he's heckling Jeffries. I think it was about providing health care to undocumented people or to trans people. Some bullshit that, of course, he knows is wrong, but he's trying to. He was out there for his camera op, right? Because he's asking a question. Jeffries is trying to answer. Lawler just keeps yapping, keeps interrupting. And this goes back and forth for like a whole minute and a half before Jeffries is finally like, no, I'm talking, so you shut your mouth and you listen to me. And so suddenly Lawler went all from like, oh, yeah, well, I think that we have trans people. Okay, sir. You could see it fucking change. There was a tone difference.
Bro.
There was a body.
Yeah, I agree. That's what they need to do. Just get loud.
Fight. But if they're not going to fight, people like Lawler, he's going to get his clips. He's going to get his gotcha moment. And now Jeffries actually came out on top in that exchange. And they need to do it more, or they need to get the fuck out.
Please. I think Zohar Mamdani won that debate when they asked all the mayoral candidates for New York City, mayors,
New York City,
where would you go on your first trip? And every one of them said Israel.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. Watch the clip. Like everyone. First of all, you're a fucking mayor of a city. You're not even the governor of a state. Like you're the mayor of a city. Why the fuck are you going to Israel? And Zoran was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in New York where I'm elected to govern. I was like, that's my dude. That's how you answer that question.
100% correct. Even if you're a governor, why the fuck are you going overseas? Mike's in the chat now, by the way.
Hey, what's up, you beautiful nerds? I love all of you. What's up, Mike? Hope you had a good day. Hope he's excited. We have one more show tomorrow, man, and then Friday I head to New York City. My car's going to explode on one of these trips, but
anyway. God, please no.
I know, right?
I'll be saying ice sets you up, man. Don't do that.
My little Honda's got like 150,000 miles on it, man, but she's a trooper. She's a trooper.
Brina says, don't forget your inflatable costume.
I know, I didn't get one, but we got custom sweatshirts, so we're good to go. We'll be good. You'll be able to recognize us. So, all right, back to Jack.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked. Let's do it.
Totally off topic. All right, this is just to give you an idea of who this guy is. Here he is saying they're celebrating Donald Trump he won finally, celebrating the overthrow of democracy. He even says it right here. We get to finally overthrow democracy. We tried on Jan 6th and failed, but now we get to do it.
All right, welcome. I just wanted to say, welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here. We'll replace it with this right here.
Amen.
Yeah, he's holding up a cross, by the way, and Steve Bannon's next to him, just to give you an idea. This is the leech, this piece of shit that is now in the White House in the press briefings. At this, look here, I'll play this video. This is the anti-Antifa meeting, or the pro-Nazi meeting. I guess it's the same thing, right? But here he is, Donald Trump, asking Jack Posobiec, and the shit that comes out of his mouth is fucking crazy.
You say a few words.
Sorry, that's my Instagram page.
Okay.
Mr. President, thank you so much for having us here today and holding this.
Again, this is the fucking Pizzagate guy.
Yeah.
It's sitting at this fucking round table.
Whose biggest claim to fame was dead fucking wrong.
Right. I love how they call it a round table when it's not round. Anyway.
This round table, Antifa is real. Antifa has been around in various iterations for almost 100 years in some instances, going back to the Weimar Republic in Germany.
Yeah. What was happening then, Mike?
1 month.
He just called the Nazis Antifa, the Weimar.
He was talking about Antifa was the Weimar Republic fighting against the Nazis.
Oh my God, bro. That's crazy. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Almost 100 years in some instances, going back to the Weimar Republic in Germany. And it's now been just under 1 month since we saw a far leftist murder Charlie Kirk, and we saw
He was
thousands.
a Republican from a Republican home. Let's set the record.
Dude, it
straight.
wasn't even Dude, it was not Tyler Robinson. It's been a month. They can't even prove that Tyler Robinson was on campus that day.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, we have gotten zero information. At this point, Charlie Kirk hasn't even had a real funeral. He didn't have a church funeral. There was no autopsy. There was no ballistic report. So we don't even know who or why.
Or how. Or
how.
Or from what direction.
Right. We literally know nothing. I mean, I have my opinion on it. I've made that very clear. I still think he got shot from behind.
And that,
right.
That's what it looks like. Exactly.
Right.
That's all we know.
And they're blaming it on us. That's why it makes me feel like this was all fucking planned out, because they are so desperate to make us look like the bloodthirsty murderers when in reality it's just them. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the guys. This is the kind of rhetoric that gets people killed.
Correct.
Blaming the left for Charlie Kirk is specifically just to get a rise out of somebody and their base. Yep. They are trying to radicalize their base to the point of violence. This is all they're trying to do.
The terrorist that shot those two Democrats in Minnesota, the MAGA terrorist that ran over and killed those two teenagers. He was a Charlie Kirk fan. And then the judge who had her house set on fire by yet another Republican terrorist. 3/4 of domestic violence in this country, domestic terrorism in this country comes from Republicans and the MAGA terrorists like Jack Posobiec and his violent criminal followers, who were the ones that went in and shot up a pizza place because they believed his bullshit. I do not say this lightly. This man and Steve Bannon and everyone else that wants to overthrow democracy are the enemies of the country. They are the enemies of America, because this country is almost 250 fucking years old. We have fought a revolutionary war to make it a democracy, to get away from evil fucking kings that are doing the same kind of shit that Trump is doing right now. We had a civil war to keep it as one country.
Yep.
And my fucking ancestors fought in World War II. And they died for this fucking country to keep it from being overtaken by a Nazi empire. And you're goddamn right, it's going to fucking stay that way. Exactly. We are a democracy, and fuck these Nazis.
Nice. I like that. I think that's a good way to end the show. Again, our overall theme on the show from now on is fuck Trump, fuck ICE, fuck these Nazi bitches. We can't stand any of this shit, dude.
I did my Bill Pullman Independence Day speech. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is all the material we have for today. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. We will be back on tomorrow with another episode of The Voice of Reason. Mike and I will be back on. And then Friday, again, I head to New York City. Saturday, have your schedules set for. I think I have it set up for like 11 or 10:45. But if there's a bunch of people there, I might just start streaming and just have some fun. And, I like to try and bring you guys all this stuff that's really happening on the streets, because most of it's going to be peaceful. I hope to God most of it's peaceful, because any violence, they're going to obviously, even if it's right-wing violence, even if a guy drives through a crowd of people, they're going to blame it on us. You know what I mean? They're so desperate to blame things on us just to get their base to
running
react.
over other leftists because it wasn't a fucking leftist, you moron. Like, what?
Yeah, I watched a video of a MAGA dude who thinks it's legal in Florida to drive over protesters if he's late or something. Like, they are so out of touch.
No, here's the crazy thing. It is. They passed a bill in Florida.
Did they pass it?
They can run over people if they
feel threatened or something. Yeah. Fuck you guys, man.
Again, this is how you know they are the violent ones, because they are passing laws to legalize murder.
Yeah. Oh, and they're building a database of all you right-wing gun owners too. I hope you guys are happy about that.
Too, yeah.
That's hilarious. Because guess who joins all the gun clubs and shit? It's all the right-wing guys. So that's got to suck for them. But all right, guys, we'll be back on tomorrow at 9:00. And love you all. Thank you guys so much. It's been an amazing 2 years, and we're not going to stop. Hopefully, we could find some other platforms that we could grow on, because YouTube is just, I don't know, man. It's honestly, trying to build this for 2 years and just getting stuck is so frustrating. But we will continue on, and we will continue speaking and talking as much shit as possible. So, If you guys can, share this video with your friends. Just let them know that there's a couple crazy guys out there that really tell how it is. You know what I mean? I think we need more networks to just not sugarcoat and just really speak their heart. So, yeah, but I think I think you're right. At some point, we're gonna win, but I think it's gonna be a fucking shitstorm until we get there.
Well, if you ever want inspiration, just look at that footage of Chicago where the ICE pedophiles tried to kidnap some Mexican dude out of his van. And one by one, the community showed up. One by one, the community surrounded them, and the pigs had to leave. They couldn't do it. I do not regret to inform you that we are going to win.
I agree. They hate being videoed too. They're actually trying to arrest people just for recording them. So record them. That means that means we're doing something right. If we're bothering them, that means we're doing something right. Be safe out there if you do go to a protest. Hope to see you guys tomorrow in the comments at 9 o'clock. Have a good night.